Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really want to get 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's so close, thanks for supporting me guys. Ex-world champion and two-weight American Shakur Stevenson spoke about the upcoming fight against Gervonta Davis. Right now, I'm only thinking about boxing. I eat, sleep and breathe boxing. In the fight with Herring and Valdez, I showed great results, but then I wasn't in the best shape. I didn't breathe boxing back then, but now it's a different level. All I can think about is the upcoming fight. I watched a lot of videos during the preparation for this fight. I can't say why I lost concentration for a while. I had to ignore a lot to get back to the right state, Shakur Stevenson said. Devin Haney addresses old spring sessions with Shakur Stevenson. There is one universal policy in the world of boxing. Whatever happens behind closed doors during sparring stays behind closed doors. Shakur Stevenson, however, cracked the curtains ever so slightly recently, following his 6-round stoppage victory over Shuichiro Yoshino at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Stevenson essentially found himself in the driver's seat. Of course, this upcoming weekend both Gervonta Davis and Herring and Garcia square off. And now Gervonta Davis became a target of Stevenson, ultimately despite expressing his desire to face the victor. Stevenson appears to be steadily focused on Devin Haney, the lightweight division's undisputed champion. By and large, Stevenson is of the belief that Haney will breathe through his next opponent, setting up a showdown between them later on this year in an effort to drum up interest and goad Haney into sticking around at 135 pounds to face him. Stevenson brazenly revealed that no matter how many times the two sparred in years past, Haney always came out on the losing end. Unanimous by Stevenson's words, Haney stoically explained that Stevenson wasn't entirely telling the truth. The sparring was back and forth, said Haney during a recent interview with DAZN. There were times where he got the best of me. There were times when I got the best of him. All sparring stories, especially those that took place several years ago, aren't exactly pertinent in the eyes of Haney. Admittedly, the 24-year-old has come out on the losing and noting numerous sparring sessions against countless jaw blows. And while he attempted to downplay Stevenson initially, Haney acknowledged that he was not monstrous. Still, even with Haney disclosing that Stevenson was the better man during their recent foray into the ring against one another, he isn't letting those shortcomings affect his confidence. As he strolls through his palatial estate and glances at his well-stocked trophy case, he isn't sweating what took place between them several years ago. Our latest sparring sessions was when I was 16 years old and he was getting ready for the Olympics. If we counting those then, it is what it is. What you did when we were kids don't got nothing to do with now. There were a lot of guys that got the best of me when we were kids, and look where they are now. They aren't even boxing. Right now we are in the same weight class, and I'm the kind of the division. It don't matter what we did when we were kids. He is at the fluid point. Shakur Stevenson feels ready for the biggest and the best fight in boxing. Boxing fans around the world are buzzing with excitement after recent comments from rising star Shakur Stevenson about a potential fight against Gervonta Davis. The undefeated Stevenson, who is already considered one of the most respected names in world boxing, has called the fight against Davis the biggest and the best fight in boxing. But what makes this potential matchup so intriguing? But what makes this potential fight so exciting? For one, Davis is also undefeated and widely considered one of the most exciting boxers in the sport today. Additionally, Stevenson's acknowledgement of Davis' A-side status adds an intriguing dynamic to the potential matchup. While Davis chose to take on Stevenson, or will he opt for a different opponent? In a recent interview with TMZ Sports, Shakur Stevenson discussed his interest in fighting Gervonta Davis. "I think that's the biggest and best fight in boxing. I'm ready right now. But he is the A side. He can pick and choose. He is at the Floyd Mayweather point. He's got that leverage now, so it's all up to him." Stevenson clearly expressed his desire for the fight to take place in his remarks, but he also acknowledged that Davis is positioned as the A side, which gives Davis greater sway in selecting his opponents. The bout has enormous potential, and Stevenson acknowledges this by calling it the biggest and best fight in the world. Both Shakur and Gervonta Davis have been highly successful in their boxing careers so far. Stevenson has an unbeaten record of 20-0 with 10 knockouts, while Gervonta Davis also remains undefeated with an expressive record of 29-0 and 27 knockouts. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.